Did you just receive a TRX4M for Christmas, or maybe a couple of days before Christmas? And are you interested in the motor performance? I am all of those things. So today what we're going to do is we're going to test the stock motor in very unscientific ways as compared to the upcoming Holmes 180 that is coming out. Both 87 turns. That's a weird way to end the intro. All right, so we have this slant board set up. You can see there is a rig on it, and it is just enough to make it start rolling and free rolling with the stock motor. So here we go. There we go. We are at 47 degrees. It is a felted surface, so it has plenty of traction. Let's see if we go sideways on this. It's saying 44 degrees for X. Close enough. Let's just call it 45 degrees on the slant board. So there we go, there we go. The first thing I want to do, however, is test the strength of the magnets. And normally I would use a Gauss meter to do that, but let's just do something a little different. I have some M3 by 10 millimeter screws. These are black oxide, so they are magnetic. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just stick them to the motor, and we're gonna see how many we can put on there. So this is the stock motor, the Titan 180, 87 turn. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can get these lined up nicely. There we go. 3. We can stick 3 screws to it. That last one just isn't going to hold. No way, no how. There we go. 3. Yep. 3 is what we get. There you go. They're not magnetized. No trickery. Now let's try it with the Holmes 180. I can tell you that it has stronger magnets. However, let's let these screws tell us if it has stronger magnets. 1, 2, whoops. Count it. 3. 4. Try to do this the same for both where the screws are lined up. There's 4. Oh, we're gonna get 5. 5. Oh. Let's put that 5th one back on. It's not as strong. I don't think we're gonna get 6. Let me grab this. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get 6. Once the magnetism starts getting weak, they don't hold on fully. But here we go. There's 4. There's 5. Yeah, we're probably not gonna get 6. Nope. So we got 5. Reliably, we can stick 5 of them together. So we can at least tell by this test that the magnets on my motor are indeed stronger. Maybe 4.5, right? And then to show you that these aren't magnetized, no tricks. Once I remove this from the magnet, they all will demagnetize and fall apart. So, stronger magnets. What are stronger magnets going to get us though? Well, from my experience designing motors, we're going to get more drag brake, we're going to get more torque, we're going to get more torque efficiency, we're going to get better performance under load. So when you roll over an object, it's not going to slow down in RPM as much under load. I usually have a term for that. I don't remember what I call it, but more consistent RPM under load is a good way to put it. And those are the big things. Those are the big things right there. So we have this slant board, and what we're going to do through the magic of video is show you how long it takes to get from my marked blue line up here to the bottom. When it hits the table, then that is going to be when we stop time. We'll do 3 or 5 of them just to make sure we average in. So I'm going to give it just a little bit of throttle in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's slipping. Hold on. Make sure it's not doing anything funky. Let's test our angle again. I guess it really doesn't matter since we haven't started any tests. Okay, still at 46 that way. Oh, X, 46, 44, so it's still 45. 45, close enough. All right, so 3, 2, 1, good. Not so easy to do that. All right, you can just see on the video when it starts. I guess. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Not on the trigger. That's what we get. All right. And then getting this to settle, you have to get it just right. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Boop. And we'll get one more. Probably easier for my editor to see when it actually starts on video instead of going off of my audio. 3, 2, 1, go. Boop. And we'll do one more for good measure. We can average the 4, but it looks extremely consistent. 3, 2, 1, go, go. There we go. That one was crooked, so I'm going to do 5. 3, 2, 1, go. Got to find that trigger where it just barely starts up. All right, we're going to use the magic of editing and figure out exactly how long that took. Maybe within 1/10 of a second or so. I guess you could do it frame by frame. How many frames a second are we filming in? 60 frames a second. All right, we're going to have accuracy to the 60th of a second if he feels like doing that much work. Okay, next up, I am going to swap out this transmission. Maybe we'll do a montage of this. Maybe I'll keep talking while I'm doing this. Who knows? But I'm going to swap out this transmission. And the reason why I'm swapping the transmission is because I have the aftermarket motor already bolted up to another transmission. And it's much easier to just swap them out that way. And we just rip this transmission out. Rip it, grip it, and rip it. And now we're going to take off our drive shafts. All of this is 1.5 millimeter hardware. Get our side cutters. And try not to cut these wires. Try not to cut the tip of my finger. There we go. Now we just need to get these sliding shafts together. All right. Now this is the stock, supposed to be the stock ratio transmission. As I said in the previous video, they do offer a transmission with less reduction. It is the X version of this transmission. The 9791X is the fast transmission. I don't recommend it based on how these drive, how much stalling that the motors already have, especially being 87 turn, which is a very high turn motor, very slow motor. I'm not going to recommend that fast transmission. As a matter of fact, I would recommend you have more ratio on this rig, but you can't. So there it is. You know, we're stuck with the pinion. It's a non-adjustable motor mount. We're pretty much stuck with what we get. It works. It's fine. But if somebody comes out with, let's say, I don't know, a different ring and pinion or a portal kit or something like that, where we could have more gear reduction, I would be all over it. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna route it through this battery tray. I know I said that I wasn't, but I'm changing my mind because it's clean, and I don't want these wires getting hung up. There's really nowhere else to put them. So there you have it. I didn't realize these servos were motor on axle. That means that if we felt like it, we could actually install steering front and rear. Right, on the motors, when these motors are released, they're not going to have a black and a red wire. They're going to have only 2 blacks, but they do have 2, count them, 1, 2 plugs on the end, as opposed to the stock motor, which has a single proprietary plug, which we cannot get. So these have the right pin size. You're just going to plug them in 1, 2 into the motor spot. It is labeled motor on there. And if your rig goes backwards, which we're going to find out here in a second, if it does, you just swap them The motor is bi-directional, and it doesn't care which direction it's being ran in. It will have equal performance both ways. There we go, 2 screws. Turn this on, already on. Get our battery strap back on there. Strap down the battery. And we are going to plug and pray. Y'all probably remember those old sound cards, don't you? The old plug and pray sound blasters. All right, we got a 50-50 chance. Which way is it gonna go? Backwards, okay. So we just swapped 2 wires. Whoop. There we go. 50-50 chance. You know, is this like a coin flip to where every flip you still have a 50-50 chance? And each flip doesn't actually change your chance of getting a result. So although it is very unlikely that you get 10 heads in a row, the chance of getting the heads on your 10th flip is the same as getting a heads on the first flip. But we flipped the coin, we got it right the second time. And now we get to test. All right. I have no clue how this is gonna do, but I have assumptions. There we go. 3, 2, 1-ish. Oh, I can't tell the difference. It feels like it might even be going faster. Boop. I don't know, could be the same. I do know that it is a stronger motor. There we go, and one more. Boop. There we go. So even if it's a stronger motor, if there's not enough gear down, then the drag brake can't really do its job. What I probably should have tested is also going up, how much throttle it would take. Of course, there's no throttle trim on here, so I can't have an even retesting amount. But I would be interested to see how much throttle it would take to overcome getting up. So maybe next time. I'm gonna have 2 rigs so I can do a back-to-back test a little easier, but you know, no problem there. Once you get stopped, it will hold at this angle. But if you, that would be an interesting way to test as well. Let it roll backwards. Now, it's going backwards a lot slower than it went forwards, huh? That is interesting. I wonder, yeah, something's different. Huh. It's like I don't have drag brake now. Okay, there we go. My throttle was changed. Okay, we're gonna have to redo all that. All right, yeah, there was absolutely no drag brake at all. So instead of fiddling with this, because it seems that the trigger is not going back to neutral, I'm just gonna tap this with my hand and do a little 3, 2, 1 tap. That's more what I thought it should be. Actual drag brake. And I could hear it on the first test. So there we go. I could hear the drag brake working on the first test. Yeah, that's a lot slower. That's more what we should be saying. There we go. So we learned a few things today. We learned that you're not always going to have drag brake, because if you've got just a teeny tiny bit of throttle, it's not going to activate your drag brake. So there we go, last test, obviously in drag brake mode now. If I hadn't have gone up the thing backwards, I would have just said, we evidently have less drag brake. Yeah, see, now it's not doing it in the other direction. What a finicky radio. Let's see if we like blip our throttle. Let me, oh yeah, it's really sensitive to neutral position. Interesting. Okay. Almost makes me want to redo it once more just to be sure that we didn't have some weird setting in with the stock motor. I don't really want to, yeah. We'll do that for another video. Let me wait to get 2 vehicles so I'm not spending so much time unbolting and bolting back in. And then we'll just redo this test. That seems fair. So, long story short on this, we know that the motor has stronger magnets. However, we found out that the neutral position of this is so touchy that we cannot actually guess at whether it's going to engage our drag in forwards or reverse position. Yeah, see, now it's in the opposite, to where it's drag braking backwards, but it's not drag braking forwards. That's really weird. So the next thing is going to be switching out all the electronics, at least on one rig. I'm going to keep a stock rig. Come on now. Just give me some drag brake. There's our drag brake. It's back. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to redo this test. I'm going to do it a little bit better, making sure that we have drag brake in both directions. Or does it only do one direction? It's like it only drag brakes in one direction. Interesting. Yeah, so we'll at least be able to test back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Got to make it even or odd. Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. Sorry that I couldn't come to an extremely concise conclusion on this, but we did learn some things, so that's always good. If you have any questions or feedback based on your experience with the TRX4M, would love to hear them in the comments. As always, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.